everybody, welcome to Connecticut Style. Desiree has this week off. Well, it may be September, but we're getting a true taste of summer today. Just a little taste from the upcoming Easter Seals Lobster Bay. Also, it wasn't so long ago that a Bridgeport family was featured on ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Well, the architect behind that new home is taking part in the Connecticut Better Living and Home Expo. He's going to be here to fill us in, and there's sure to be tons of family fun at the Expo, like some magic tricks, some face painting to keep the kids entertained. Tony Spiro and Sasha Nanis will be there. Tony, you do balloon sculptures and you do magic. You're going to be at the Expo. Where else do you perform?
A couple of restaurants. I perform at Southport Brewery Sunday night, 6 to 8 in Southport, Connecticut, and Bobby Q's on Tuesday night in Westport, Connecticut, Tuesday night, 6 to 8.
And you have a trick up your sleeve, and you have a somewhat captive audience. We'll see if we can get their attention. Are you guys ready for a trick that Tony's going to do? Yeah? Okay, go for it.
You guys like money? We'll do a money trick.
I do.
Yeah. We're going to stand rich inside. We're going to take out. Is it warm in here or is it me?
My
is it warm?
goodness.
Actually, we got the money right over here. Right over here. So, Sonia, take a look at that. Make sure it's a regular dollar bill.
Yeah, it's a regular dollar bill, yeah.
Right. What we're going to do is going to fold it up. I'll give it a little fold right over here like this. A little fold.
Are you guys watching this? Did you see what happened?
It's worth 50 cents. It's a $half. Take it over here, give it a little squeeze. Squeeze from the hand.
And it's gone.
It's gone. I'll bring it back. Should I bring it back? I'll bring it back.
Bring it back.
There it is. I'll take a look at that.
What do you guys think?
Back there, it's
what do you
kind of
guys
small.
think?
Make it a little bit bigger. It might be easier to see. Can you see it now?
Cool.
Bigger.
How about a big round of applause for Tony?
Thank you.
He wants one that big.
He does. Come to the Home Expo.
That's exactly right. And
September
Sasha is going to be doing face painting at the Expo. You also run the Manhattan Performing Arts Company, and you're here with Madeline, who's 5. And you have some pretty flowers that you painted on her hand. Thank you. How beautiful. Now, what else do you do?
I supply all different types of entertainment to private and corporate parties. Something like, for example, we did all the entertainment for Scholastic for the launch of the Harry Potter books. They closed off Mercer Street, recreated Diagon Alley, and we had 15 different types of lookalikes, wizards, magicians, stilt walkers. It was an amazing event.
It's called the Manhattan Performing Arts Company. And we're also going to talk much more about the Expo coming up in just a little bit, so tell the folks at home what to do.
Sit back and relax. You're having lunch with style.
Perfect. Well, you may remember just 2 years ago, a Bridgeport family had their dream turned into reality thanks to the folks at ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Take a look. The Brown family's home had been damaged by fire. Gloria Brown's community service earned her and her 3 children a home makeover. They were so excited. And the man behind the whole design, Westport and Danbury architect Leigh Overland, is appearing at the Connecticut Home Show, and he's here with us today. Thank you for stopping by to talk to us. What a great experience that must have been. Tell us about the process. How were you chosen?
Oh, thank you, Sonia, for having me. It's a pleasure. The process was they came to Connecticut, ABC, to have a family whose home they would build, and they had to choose an architect and a builder. And fortunately, my name kept coming up on a list of doing lots of different renovations and hopefully being able to build a dream home for Gloria and her family. And I was interviewed. I went to the house that was burned down, and there were a lot of the producers there, and I answered questions, and I was luckily invited to design the home.
And this is what the home looked like before, and you were chosen to work on this. So how much time were you given to design the home?
Well, from the day they contacted me till the day the house was built was 5 weeks. I took about 3 weeks.
Not a lot of time.
No. It was about 3 weeks to design the house and do the construction documents. I took about a week to get the contractors up and familiar with my design and all the subcontractors, and then there was 5 days to build the house.
And you were out there on site with the builders. We just saw a photo of you there. There you are with the hard hat on. Were you out there the whole time with them as this process was going along?
Well, it really does take 5 days, and although it's 24 hours a day, so I was out there most of the time other than being able to sleep a little bit and go into my office a few times during that 5 days. From the day they started building, we had to tear down the house, put a new foundation in, and right to putting dishes and silverware in the drawers and cabinets to the white picket fence.
Little last detail had to go into this house. We just saw a photo of the process being done, and look at that, the finished product. This must have been an emotional experience for you and for your company to see this all come together and to know that you were going to be part of a national television program as well.
I think it's important for society to succeed that people need to give back. And I've always tried to do that in my career and personal life as well. And this was just one of those occasions that I think made a difference. And Gloria and her family have always given back before this show, and I think now have the opportunity to do so even more. Her daughter has a radio show where teens can call in and discuss their problems and issues. And Gloria, of course, always has people come over to her home and lectures, and this gives her the opportunity to continue to do great things.
You almost specialize in extreme makeovers, home makeovers, because you try to make every home you say a dream home.
I do. I do a lot of different types of projects, commercial as well, but the residential is very gratifying. In order to get into somebody's mind, there's a few things that make a project successful. You need to meet the client's budget, obviously, is very important in order to meet their functional needs and their aesthetic needs. I think I always want to be able to, at the end result, have the client walk through that front door and feel good, feel right, know it's comfortable, it's a safe haven, and just know the world is okay.
Right, because you say on your website you have good design doesn't just happen, that creativity isn't enough, that you really have to communicate with your client, learn their lifestyle, understand what it is, what they want when they come home, the feeling that they want to have. So it really comes down to that.
It does. The building process is very complicated. The bottom line is I want the clients to have their dream home, and whether it's a small renovation, a large renovation, or a new home. And that process is difficult, and we try to make it very easy for our clients.
So you're going to be at the Connecticut Better Living and Home Expo. What are you going to be talking to folks about if they want to come out and chat with you?
The process. It's a very misunderstood field, and it's a wonderful process. And the architect in this process helps alleviate problems and makes it a wonderful experience.
So I have to know when this, obviously this episode aired a couple of years ago, this was shot a couple of years ago, but when you watched it, what kind of feeling did you get? And where did you watch it? Were you at home with family and friends, or?
Well, they invited everybody to Harbor Yard in Bridgeport, and there were thousands and thousands of people came out, and they had large screens there, and they invited me out onto the field, and I discussed it a little bit, and then I had a box, and I invited friends and family, and we watched it air right then and there.
Exciting, and I'm sure it's great. It's great recognition, credibility for your company as well, to be a part of something like that.
It is. It was an honor to do. It was for a good cause, and it's very important for me to continue doing that.
And you're going to be able to talk to folks if you guys want to head out to the Connecticut Better Living and Home Expo. It's taking place September 26th and 27th at the arena at Harbor Yard in Bridgeport. You can find all the information on WTNH.com under the community section. Leigh Overland, you're going to be there both days, right?
Yes, I will.
It's great to meet you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.